Hello, everybody. My name is Dio Morales, your host of the Gold Squadron podcast, and we're coming to you live from round 3 of the Korriban Galactic Qualifier. This is our 4th of 5 qualifiers leading up to our Galactic Championship finale coming up in October. Today, I'm joined by my good friends, William Hagewood.
How's it going, everybody?
And James, I have to talk quietly, Ritter.
It's called whispering.
That's right.
Whisper.
All right. Shh, shh, shh. All right, so in this matchup, we have First Order versus the Empire. What we are versus what we were here in the timeline. A very... we got double bombers on one side. At first, people might be thinking like, "Oh, this is just that list we've been seeing flown around." But this is gonna fly a little bit different. At least I think. Will's gonna break it down. This round, we are playing Assault at the Satellite Array. Starting in round 2, players that are within range 1 of one of those objectives will gain a scenario point, unless it is contested between themselves and their opponent, and whoever has more ships at that satellite does end up getting the point. For everyone at home, it is time for you to choose your champion.
Okay, well, let's start breaking down these lists. We're going to start with the First Order there on our left. Your bet one all champion here, Jullian. Or Jullian, I assume. I don't know. Maybe not. Anyways, this is a First Order list, starting here at the top with Breach. Breach is in the First Order bomber. He gets free target locks if they move through a ship while moving or while boosting. That's a great way to get some free target locks. Has Proud Tradition and Feedback Ping. Proud Tradition allows them to focus even while stressed. Great for doing sloops. And Feedback Ping can get some locks off of either devices or I think it's just devices in general, which would be mines, like the proxy mines he's equipped, or these buoys, who are currently being shot at. Said buoys gonna get lit up there by these TIE fighters for this opening round. That's okay. It'll give me plenty of time here to talk about the rest of these lists. We do see as well plasma torpedoes on Breach, so some long-range shield stripping attacks should be very good against these Reapers. Lined up across from him, as that's the only shielded targets for the Empire. Next up is Grudge, the proxy mine master. Also has Feedback Ping for some free locks, has automated targeting priority, which will restrict their targets, I guess, because you have to shoot at the closest range band, which could include range 0. This Grudge does have the Electro Shaft missiles, great with the Pursuit Thruster's ship ability, being able to boost and then launch that Chaff Cloud. Has Skilled Bombardier and Proxy Mines, just like Breach did. The Grudge ability allows you to reroll one of those Proxy Mine dice, so you can either try to help your friend if they get caught in it, or do some extra damage to an enemy.
We did just see a buoy. We did just see a buoy take a damage. Red buoy.
Okay. Yeah. Those buoys are coming from, I believe that's Gideon down there. I can't see it on the overlay. Yes, that's Gideon Hask. Gideon Hask has these buoys. They are 2 health, 3 agility, expertly deployed here on the obstacles so that they can get a 4th agility. We'll see if this attack does anything. Looks like it will. The Reaper able to do 1 more damage here onto the red buoy. Anyways, the rest of Gideon Hask's pilot ability allows a ship who attacks a damaged target with only 2 attack dice can roll a 3rd grade 4. These Grudge specifically, normally shooting only a 2 dice primary, and Gideon Hask himself has Fanatical for when a little offensive modification for when your shields are down. Proud Tradition for those stops. You could still take a focus action. Biohexacrypt codes synergizes with the buoys so that you can spend those target locks you get for free on jams or coordinates. We still got more shots going into these buoys.
Takes another damage. That one should end up going pop, pop.
Yeah, there we go. See the buoy get destroyed. And we're picking up tokens, so that one buoy on the debris seems to have survived the round. Now these buoys, their effect is that if let's read the card together here. Before you engage, you may acquire a lock on a ship at range 0 to 1 of a friendly sensor buoy, ignoring range restrictions. So when anybody moves into the buoy, they are not only going to give Gideon Hask a lock when he engages, but also going to activate those feedback pings and give a target lock to the First Order bombers as well. Again, expertly set up in the center of the obstacle field here, knowing that the Empire must move into that area and we'll be able to get the free locks. Did see as well Agent Tarek's crew. Great way to hand out calculates here at the start of combat and eventually flips over for some jamming shenanigans. But to round off the list, we got classic Kylo Ren in the Silencer, the Tormented Apprentice. He has Malice for some crit generation, Advanced Optics so he can spend his focus to convert blank results on offense, and Homing Torpedoes, a new munition that came out just recently. If you have a lock on a target at range 1 to 2, they have to choose to either eat a 4-dice attack or suffer 1 critical damage. Great for salvage mission, or just when you're tracking down that frustrating ship who just won't take damage. And in addition to that, is a perfect way to trigger the I'll show you the dark side condition. If you shoot at Kylo Ren, he can spend a force, apply this condition that will force a pilot crit to be assigned instead of a critical damage on your ship. So that will actually go underneath the shields and hand out normally panicked, maybe blinded, are the 2 main ones. The other options are wounded and stunned pilot.
Blind, dead.
Yeah.
Sorry, had to reference that. Sorry, had to do it.
No worries.
Love you, Tyler.
Yeah, I might. Classic. All right, so let's move on to the Empire list here, flown by Greg. He is utilizing a bunch of TIE fighters and 2 Reapers. We'll start at the top here with Vizier. We saw in a previous game, but a great coordinator there, can coordinate after they complete their controlled ailerons boost before their dial. It does take the perform action step away from him, but will have the Emperor Palpatine crew member to share a force point amongst the squad. The other Reaper is Captain Faroff. Captain Faroff has a defensive ability to change a die to an evade result if the attacker does not have any green tokens. This is great mixed with Jingoist as well. We'll get to in just a second, that can strip those green tokens or just the jam actions of the Reapers themselves. This Reaper has Ruthless, The Child, and Targeting Computer. So surprisingly offensive-based upgrades there with Ruthless and Targeting Computer and some force points. Smart choice, maybe. To slap a bunch of offensive upgrades on a defensive platform. But let's get into the TIE fighters. First one up is Wampa. If you don't shoot at Wampa, he's going to get an extra attack dice when he shoots. Has elusive for a defensive reroll. We got a pair of ISB Jingoist, classic Jingo Jingo Wampa. These Jingoists are rocking overtuned modulators. So in the system phase, you can get 3 calculates, perfect for grabbing scenario actions. Won't need them here for assault at the satellite array, but you could always grab some extra calculates and barrel roll or take the evade action if necessary. Though you are penalized every time in the in phase, if you remove a green token, you're going to have to receive a strain for doing so. The other TIE fighters here are Moff Gideon, a very up and coming. It's hard to be the 4th or 5th best TIE fighter. Doesn't get enough recognition, but Moff Gideon's pilot ability is so good against defensive ships. It strains a friendly at range 0 to 1 of the defender, but in exchange, the defender can't modify their dice at all. No force, no nothing. And that's a great way to punch through some serious damage. This Moff Gideon has cluster missiles, overtuned modulators, and targeting computer. Because Moff Gideon is 2 charges, 1 recurring, you can actually use his ability on both of his cluster missiles. Very, very good. Reminds me of like a Midnight plus Malorus in First Order, kind of combined into one.
Yeah, for me, when I look at Moff Gideon, it kind of comes off as a fear effect, right? Like his ability is essentially, you're just like, look at this man. First, he's super good looking. 2, he's dangerous, right? So, you're scared. You're just scared. You're just scared.
Yeah, it's with the rise of very defensive ships like Defenders. It's a great way to pierce through that kind of defensive bonuses they can get. The last TIE fighter here, of course, it's Iden. You can't have 5 TIE fighters without one of them being Iden. Iden Versio can spend her charge to prevent all damage from a attack, or I guess in this situation, a proxy mine could do it as well. You could prevent all of that damage by spending her charge. She has elusive and ion cannon, a kind of staple loadout for her these days. Getting that 3-dice gun and some defensive modifiers as well. But it looks like here the chaffening has begun.
Now,
looks like that was a 3-bank chaff drop there from Grudge. Looks to be.
I wonder if that's a little too early though, because the TIE fighters have the agency to be like, well, I guess we'll just go down or up or both. So that's a big gap between that front line of TIE fighters.
Yeah, if they all just 2 forward here, it could catch them only next round instead of this round. But they got some options there. They do pop the calculates in the system phase, which is great against the jam that Chaff Cloud does. If you're not familiar with the Chaff Cloud, when you maneuver through it or overlap it, it'll break all your locks, gives you a jam, and a chance for stress, 50-50 on an attack dice. If you overlap it, you will lose your perform action step as well, just like any other obstacle. So you do kind of want to lead with it, right? We always say that you want to put the Chaff Cloud not on top of a ship, but where they're going to be, so you can stop that perform action even if they don't take the stress.
Yeah, and
so it could be the idea here, but we'll see.
And looking how Wampa went ahead, did that 5 straight. Now you got Grudge just kind of sitting in the way now as well. We might end up getting stacked up unless that Wampa went fast and everybody else slowed it down. Because there's outside of focus fire, there's no reason for them to be in a formation outside of Iden. And obviously,
Iden's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wampa doesn't need that help, though. Not always. Captain Farroth gets into a great position here. Should be range 1 of both of those objectives. Remember, those medium bases in this scenario will count as 2 ships. But we got the buoys. sound off the submarine feedback ping here. The sonar, yep. Pings as we see Grudge and Breach grab those free locks. I just realized as well, Merciless Pursuit for the Child was placed on the 2 bombers. Interesting that he didn't put it on Kylo Ren or something.
Ooh, it begins.
All right, the chaffening breaks the locks, jams a calculate.
And is stressed.
Ooh, yeah, so we'll prevent the target lock from Moff Gideon to shoot the cluster missiles. And see, now this might have been like one of those, like a gamble that thinking that Grudge might not be in a good position to launch the chaff cloud. So the TIE fighters are going to try to close in fast before he could launch it. He still did it anyways. Now he was able to catch another one here. This one, the Jingoist, is going to overlap the chaff cloud. So breaks the locks again, gains a jam, and is stressed. Now, funny enough, Dion, because he bumped into a ship, you would still be allowed your red focus. It is not part of your perform action step.
You are correct.
Interesting, huh? But he got a stress.
But he got a stress, yeah.
Yeah.
Now we'll see if this overtune pop ends up doing the work.
Yeah, we're gonna see the feedback ping here. Grudge will be able to get that lock, and that Jingoist is, oh man, facing down that debris. What do you think about that?
I mean, it's a pretty aggressive position. Maybe the idea is that one next turn, that ISB Jingoist is maybe not so much a throwaway piece, but you can end up 5-forwarding next turn, and then just kind of see if you can camp that left middle objective.
Okay. Yeah, I think he didn't take an action. He could have at least evaded, but maybe he doesn't want... I mean, each one of those green tokens will give him a strain, so maybe he just doesn't want any more green tokens and doesn't want to barrel roll. I mean, that could be potentially 4 strain you take.
Right.
So, maybe not a great idea. All right. Breach coming in to Captain Feroth. Probably too close for those plasmas.
Good enough for a range 1-shot, though. Takes a focus.
Yeah, not really able to arc dodge Vizier hanging out in the back there. Kylo takes the bottom here. Able to score the objective, so he's looking for a target. Yeah, kind of conflicting upgrades here. It has the homing torpedoes that require a lock, but advanced optics that require a focus.
Yeah. Did he just run out of points? What other points what other missile can you get instead of homing torpedoes?
I mean, you could get a lot. You can get any missile you want for 5 points.
Wait, is homing torpedo a crit? Maybe that's the reason why?
Yeah, it's a crit.
It could be a salvage mission tool.
Makes sense. This list is probably weak in salvage with all the repositioning it could get. But let's see here. Breach is up first. Has range 1 and a target lock.
And got 3 hits. 1 of 8. That's going to be 2 shields to get started.
Yeah, and we'll see the child regain a force, and Merciless Pursuit should give him that lock right back. He forgot about it, though. He's even got the token out there.
And is that a May?
It is a May.
Okay. That is.
Yep, he's got the condition cards out. He's got the tokens out. You got to remember your Merciless Pursuit. After you perform an attack, if the defender is equipped with the child, you may acquire a lock on the defender.
All right, next shot.
All right, there we go. Optics for the blank, force for the eyeball, or malice, in fact, make it a crit.
There it is. Hit, crit. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Aiden coming in saying, "Nah, I'm good."
Yeah. Why risk the direct? Which you can Aiden. You can Aiden the extra damage from the direct.
That's
I
better
guess.
just to. In very few
just,
cases, most cases, it's better just to avoid it all and not even play that game unless you have to. There's some scenario where you need it.
Oh, sure. Oh, man. This Jingoist clips that gas cloud. Everybody's obstructed. Could apply the ability onto Grudge here. Strain or deplete for your green token. He got past a calculate from Terex. So it's just remove the calculate. Man, I do love Terex. Start a combat, pass out a calculate.
And here's our roll. Range 1, 2 hits, spend for 3 from that blue TIE fighter. That is the ISB Jingoist. Bomber rolls 1 evade. 1 out the box because of obstruction.
Yep,
And
there it is.
focus. Spend and get what you need. Take no damage.
Spend it while you got it.
Yeah, he could have Gideon there, but he chose not to.
Yeah, who do you think he's saving these Gideons for?
Maybe this ion cannon, but now it's too late. Could've
Yeah,
done
now
that
there's no
focus.
tokens. Now, Gideon does have a penalty. He does strain ships around the defender.
All right. Range 1 ion cannon. 4 dice for 2 hits. And on the other side, looks like we'll just be taking 1 damage.
Should be obstructed.
Maybe not.
No, didn't help.
Grudge loses the shield there. And we keep going in the TIE Fighter parade. Here comes Moff Gideon at initiative 4.
Yep, he's got some calculates ready and an unobstructed shot.
He could spend 1. Two hits right now.
Ever so slowly. Grudge has taken all the shots here from the TIE fighters and doing a pretty good job at it.
He's tanking. Are we going to get the range 0?
Yeah, this is the other ISB, right? So we're going to give him a strain. Give him a strain, get him down to 1 agility, and I would have to assume then shoot at him, range 0.
The ISB Jingoist, one of the few ships that has a kind of a pseudo mod at range 0 with that ability.
Ooh, gets a crit.
Oh, not pushing it through. So close, even on 1 agility.
Yeah, shield. The gates are down. You know, shields are out.
And here comes Gideon Hask in that size shuttle.
I mean, probably he's pointing at Wampa. Yeah, here we see the ding. Does not want to eat that 4 dice attack back from Wampa, so he's going to turn off that ability. By taking the shot at him.
1 crit. That's all right. Even if you miss this shot, it still ends up being worth it. And
right.
you
It's
dodge
it's
it
a
anyway.
damage you save. Okay, I think we go on to the Reapers then. Yes, indeed. We'll see if this bomber has as much luck as Garrecht did.
All right, Breach, what you got? So these will be 3 far there. That's a range 1 shot. Ooh, what are they checking range for here? Is this a Gideon check? Gideon has check. Gideon, Moff Gideon. Here we go. 2 hits, has a focus, spends for 3. And ends up taking 2 shields there. Next Reaper coming in, range 2. This will be only a 3 dice attack. We'll see if these Reapers can basically do the same amount of work that those TIE fighters did.
Ooh, we're going to see Moff Gideon activate, though. Going to shut down that focus token for Breach.
A good roll would mean taking them out. Oh, only 1 hit.
Yeah.
A kingdom for a lock. It still gets 1 damage, though.
Gideon ability effective there. Ferret's not normally the person you strain because of their defensive ability, but hey, when the situation calls for it.
Once in a while, right? You're like, I can do this. This is fine.
Oh, man, Gideon's ability, I did not realize at first how unrestrictive it is. Just range 1 to 3 from Gideon, as long as there's a friendly at range 0 to 1 of the defender. Like, that's a big area.
Quick note, we just saw Grudge end up getting a little bit punished by automated target priority, forced them to take the range 0 shot instead of range 1, did no damage.
Yes.
Here's Wampa. Oh, full string, hit, crit. And all of that is going into that psi shuttle. That means we're going to have a crit. Let's see, what's in the box?
Blinded.
Blinded pilot.
He's got Fanatical active, but he's so blinded. He cannot, convert those eyeball results.
Can't cheer in the right direction.
Fanatical's got one of the coolest arts, too. From the Starkiller base.
Mm-hmm. That's a cool one.
Yeah, not that big of a deal for Gideon. He's not really he's not out here as your damage doer. All right, looks like we're calculating points here. Definitely in the middle is going to the TIE fighters. Gideon's got the 1 in front of him. And looks like the Reaper's got the 2 on the top.
Mm-hmm.
And Kylo's the 1 on the bottom. So just 1 point there for... 2 points for the First Order. And 3 points. Yeah, we'll see a bunch of strain come down here for all those calculates. And we'll see 1 more round of chaff. Now, what is nice, though, is that because that Jingoist bumped into Grudge, he can dial in a 1 forward and not hit his own chaff cloud there. Because he would just stay in place, essentially.
You're right. Very true.
Now, I might gum up Gideon Hask, but I assume Wampa's going to do that anyways.
Yeah, get in the way. Probably try to get a line on the Breach.
No, I take that back. Wampa's probably going to K-turn.
Ooh,
big
K-turn.
4K. And then Gideon Hask could stop with Proud Tradition. Wouldn't have to run into Grudge.
Oh, you're right. You're right. That's spicy. Proud Tradition stop. Get a defensive focus.
Mm-hmm.
You still end up locking down that that objective because you're medium base, unless, you know, two TIE fighters tie it up or 3 to take it away.
Yeah, I mean, well, Jingoist and Green Jingoist, Moff Gideon are stressed, so they definitely have to go forward. And like I said, I think Wampa's going to do the 4K. Why wouldn't you? You know, get behind the very unmaneuverable Psi Shuttle.
That increases your chances to continuously roll those 3 and 4 dice at range 1.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, Grimwolf in the chat's asking, why were we looking for him? I was looking for you. On my to-do list today is adding long sleeve shirts to the shop. Grimwolf's been asking continuously. He works on a mountain.
Yeah, up there in the old north. So yeah, his wintertime is coming up, Dion.
It's coming. So the other thing that got on the shop, actually, our Christmas T-shirt is back.
Oh, nice.
Christmas T-shirt's back. T-shirt kind of sweater style. We also have a pullover sweater version of it. We're going to have a long sleeve shirt version of most of our T-shirts. And yeah, should be good to go. So that's exciting. And also another one of our shirts that were not on the shop that are now is our faction T-shirts. I know some people are looking for some different options when they win T-shirt prizes. You got our faction T-shirts. We have the Squadron T-shirts. 2 more Squadrons will be up later today as well. Will be good stuff. I got a laundry list of things to do, and I have decided that today will be the day that that we just knock that out.
Oh. All right, well, let's take a look at the positioning here. Vizier in the back, an odd placement for him, but does have a red stop. So it doesn't need to go forward.
Yeah, and for any newer players, the reason that Will's pointing that out is because Vizier is initiative 2. So he's the first one to move. Generally, you want those higher initiative or lower initiative ships because they're moving first to be out in front. That way you have space to move.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. What are the Reaper's turnarounds? This Faroff's going to have to maneuver around Breach. I mean, I guess you could just like one bank, because they do have the controlled ailerons, not required to boost anymore. So maybe just a hard 2 or a 1 bank, just stay close instead of trying to sloop. I don't know if you can't sloop to the right. Not with a medium base, I don't think so.
No. Too thick.
Huh? But I mean, still has some good options. I don't mind the hard 2. Just cut in, hold the objective while shooting over
Gideon.
towards Gideon.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Breach is pretty hurt, so it would be nice to get some red dice on him. But I mean, that's what Vizier's for, right?
Right. I'm curious to see what Greg ends up prioritizing here, because he's got a pretty commanding lead right now, just looking at the damage totals. There is a real chance that you could end up taking out both bombers and bringing Gideon close to gone, if not gone. And then you have Kylo just kind of all by himself. So I want to see how Jullian uses Kylo to either be a distraction or you got to get some good, a little bit of luck and some good target priority, I think, coming up in this turn.
Yeah, we did see the Iden charge get burnt, so the TIE fighters are susceptible to being destroyed now. But yeah, I agree. He needs to get into range 1, start rolling 4 dice attacks if he really wants to be worth his 7 points.
"36 minutes and change on our global timer." So that timer, what we've been doing today is that timer at the top of your screen is essentially the global. That is for sure. The game will end at that point or sooner. You know that. It also is an easy reference for our tournament players as well. So how many weeks are we away now from the siege? Not siege, of course. On the what is it?
The battle for Exegol.
No,
Is that what you're talking about?
No,
or you're
no,
talking
no,
about
no.
the Yavin scenario.
The
pack.
Yavin scenario. There it is.
October 28th, I believe, is the
current release date.
The announced release date.
Let's go. I know what I want in my Halloween bucket.
Right?
I better be rolling around getting some new pilots. So far away. A month and a half. Not too bad. Oh, okay.
No.
So we did end up getting a proximity mine drop from Breach, maybe anticipating the Reapers trying to get behind.
Well, sometimes you have more charges than you have hull. So,
You just drop it.
so you just try to rectify that problem. But yeah, in case Faroth wants to take the turn off and just go fast. I do wonder if Breach will turn in then after that forward boost.
Could also try the... Oh, there's a stop from Vizier. Could also try the sloop as well. You can basically sloop and land almost right on top of that objective. Oh!
Ooh! Faroth anticipating the boost. And lands the sloop there. Nicely done.
Dirty. That is like right next to that proximity mine. Has some decent space between it, but that is gutsy, if I'll say.
All right, we did see Wampa. Just a 3K from Wampa, looked like. Yeah, just a little 3K. And the Stop Proud Tradition focus goes down from Gideon Hask. What did we... Oh, Grudge didn't do the bump. He did sloop. Interesting. Interesting.
And is jammed from his own chaff cloud.
And got the second stress, too.
ISP Jingoist turning away from the fight right now.
Really, I'm surprised by that. Maybe looking to take the bottom objective at some point in time.
Can see that. Just splitting up the forces just a little bit.
Yeah, sure is. Iden doesn't land on top of it, but does have to roll for the stress. And takes it. Man, great chaff cloud placement there. Baited all the TIE fighters into that area that had a bunch of objectives, and now they had to deal with these consequences. We should have seen a feedback ping. Could have broken Grudge's lock there. Or his jam, excuse me. But I guess that's probably a mute point at this time. Just always thinking about them buoys.
So many white moves, Mystic 83 says. Yeah. Oh,
Ooh,
Breach
yeah.
did end up bumping. What was he trying to do? Was it Talon? Was it the Talon?
He was trying to do the sloop, yeah. I think he needed to bank boost before his maneuver to fit that sloop. Would have been great.
So that ends up being a miss. That gives Faroff an opportunity to reap the winnings of that mistake.
Yeah, no proud tradition on Breach, so unable to take that. Or no, he does have the proud tradition. Yeah, does have proud tradition. So can take the red focus because he has 2 or fewer stress after the sloop. If he would want to. I mean,
Sure,
I don't see why
that's
you
a bit
wouldn't
of
want to. You're only at 2 hull.
I think
Trade never shooting again for surviving the round.
I think it's
He's gonna
mostly
choose not to.
a miss. Is he really choosing not to?
You
Well,
can't,
why can't you?
because the bump focus literally says, if you are not stressed, you may.
Oh,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
denied.
Interesting. I
Yeah.
wonder why it says if you're not stressed.
For
So you
for
can't-
that reason.
So you can't do that. Yeah.
For shenanigans.
No contraband or proud tradition.
Yep.
Okay.
Lowering the value slightly of those combo wombo potential pieces.
Okay. Good call, James. Good call. Turns out nobody knows all the rules, but 5 or 6 people can,
We can figure it out together.
get a pretty good batting average against it.
All right, side shuttle, dropping a coordinate. Now we'll go ahead and get a focus even while stressed. And has a range 0 attack. Single hit. And single evade. All right, where's this Kylo Ren gonna end up shooting? Going into the red TIE fighter. That is Iden Versio, who has already used her charge. 1 hit, 2 focus, and a blank. Advanced optics in the Force for 4. Is that what we're about to see? That is aggressive. One of them being Malice, most likely. Yep.
Oh yeah. You don't take optics unless you're an aggressive player.
Oh, 3 are going through. Unless he's got tokens.
Elusive
Oh. Hit.
and the Force don't need no tokens.
Nice.
All right, well, she'll survive for now. She'll survive to shoot at least.
Man, that Emperor Palpatine doing some work. Super good.
Yeah, absolutely clutch.
Always has been, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Here comes the side shuttle. And we're going to keep it simple. Range 1 into Moff Gideon, the enabler himself. 1 hit, 2 focuses.
Yeah. Yeah, Dings is blinded, sadly. No fanatical, no nothing like that. Though I don't think we did see the Terex get thrown out to breach. Nice. But puts that damage through. Yeah, as a note, yeah, I mean the Iden and Moff Gideon are worth 3 points. 150% the cost of Jingo Jingo Wampa.
Here we go. Going back at Kylo Ren. Here comes... Oh, 3 hits and a crit.
Yeah, we're going to have to see evade. Nope. There's a blank in there. So, unfortunately, Kylo's going to take a damage and receive an ion. Could be worse.
It could be.
Could be. I mean, it's just because he's not in a terrible position to just like one bank and stay in the middle of the board next round, you know? Man, that one bank and the ion changes really has softened the blow on ions, in my opinion.
Well, now you have more opportunity to like get a shot or make that one bank meaningful in some way, as opposed to everybody being like, well, I know exactly where your arc is going to be. I know exactly what space you're going to take up. It's still a good tool because you know somebody will be in the general vicinity. You know, but obviously it's not as good as like, oh, I know exactly where you're going to be. Let's keep it going here. ISB Jingoist doing some work. This looks to be... Was that obstructed? I couldn't...
I didn't catch it. Is this obstructed? No, he can do purple or pink line.
You do the pink line,
Pink
right?
line is unobstructed.
It can be chosen to be obstructed. 3 hits.
Oh, wow. Well, he's going into grudge here. Who survives it?
Barely.
Yeah, barely indeed. Oh, you know what? Several was brought it up that he should have taken the sensor buoy to clear his jam. I was like, well, it doesn't matter because he can't really take any more tokens. He does have that calculate sitting on automated targeting priority. Could have gave him a chance to modify his attack against the Jingoist.
You are right.
Yeah.
Wow, this is the shot I think we were waiting for here. Let's see if Faroff and Vizier can finish off Breach.
Ooh, yeah, ruthless
For 3, so guaranteed 1.
Yeah, gonna need a evade eyeball here.
Got him.
Man, a big 5 points from that breach too. Well, turns out jousting 2 Reapers, not a great idea.
Can be bad. And Breach Breach didn't fire off
the plasmas.
He didn't fire off the plasmas, and he only got rid of a single bomb that didn't even go off.
Yeah, I mean, he'll sit out there for feedback pings, I guess, but he's only got, I mean, Grudge isn't shooting any munitions, so. Did not work out for Breach. I am surprised about that joust, though. Breach is so fast. He could have came in with Kylo on the flank.
And a blank out.
What was that from Grudge? Well, calculate wouldn't have helped him then. Gets another.
Roger, Roger. And we got a big stretch here for Vizier. No ships in range because those ships went kaboom. And here's Wampa. Fully powered Wampa. That'll be 3 dice.
Ooh, 4 against Gideon.
Oh,
That's
you're right.
Wampa
He's got the
time.
corner. I didn't see that.
Ooh, he does catch the corner. Just barely.
Oh,
I
yeah,
see
you
that
do it.
blue line out there.
You do it.
He's trying to cover it up with that focus token, Gideon. I see you.
Like, oh, ignore this, please. Thank you.
Yeah, Wampin time spends the charge.
It's unmodified, but you still got a good chance of doing some damage here. And yeah, when you roll 3,
Yeah.
has Palpatine was used already, right? So that'll be
Yes.
spending the focus, takes 2 more damage.
Yeah, puts Gideon down to just 2 health remaining. Yeah, unfortunately, with Kylo unable to kill Iden here because of her charge and some defensive tech, and I mean, Grudge and Breach doing almost nothing offensively. I mean, great Chaff Cloud launch, but it only slowed down the Empire. Has not stopped them. You know.
Are you saying that the FO bombers bleed?
Oh yeah. They can. I mean, when you get this kind of focus fire, again, though, it's like you kind of like zooming out and talking a little bit more macro, like the speed that these FO bombers can utilize to just have them, one forward, what Breach did, is not great. Now, granted, if he did like deploy over by Kylo Ren, then the Reapers just focus their efforts on who, the next ship that's closest, right? Mm-hmm. And we could have seen Grudge just taking out round one, eating 6 shots, I guess, because Wampa flew past him. But that's, I see it a lot with like the Aether Sprites. You got one of the fastest, most maneuverable ships in the game, and you're like 2-bank. Focus. Like you got to be able to use the tools that your ship gives you. Then again, 7 is a lot of ships.
It is a ton. It is a ton of ships.
So,
it definitely feels like an uphill battle, especially in Assault at the Satellite Array.
Yeah, the 2 medium bases as well. I mean, like this is like Greg's probably preferred scenario, if not chance engagement.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe scramble, I guess. He's got a lot of extra actions with those overtuned modulators.
Actually, let's take that question and let's hop it over to our audience. I'd love to know, maybe for Jullian. Let's look at Jullian's list. What scenario do you think is the best one? What's the best scenario for Jullian's list? The double bomber, Kylo Gideon. I'd love to hear the audience's answer on that one.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a chance to win as long as you got Kylo out on the battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
But you're just running out of like red dice at this point. Between the 13 health on the Reapers,
mm-hmm.
Plus most of these TIE fighters are healthy, except for Gideon.
Mm-hmm.
I think Iden took a crit, did she not? Or maybe they did shoot into Gideon. Yeah, Iden's got a crit. He's got a console fire.
As it pops up on the overlay. Aha.
So yeah, not very damaged. Oh, he was on the wrong TIE fighter. That's why. That makes sense.
Got it. So today we're going to have a total of 5 rounds of Swiss, everybody. Tomorrow we'll be back with our top cut. James, by any chance, have you run the numbers on what our top cut will look like since we're taking 5-1 or better?
10 players.
10 players. Okay. Sounds good. So that'll be a 4-round day tomorrow. Nobby in the chat declaring you don't joust 7-ship Jingle Jingle Wampa. You don't. I agree. Now looking at this board state, 2-11. I mean, Greg really does have a pretty big advantage here. He's got the ship numbers. Kylo, I think the roughest part with Kylo being ionized this turn is you have all these targets that are strained, and you as Kylo don't really get a choice as to which one you want to track down. That's what feels bad. You're being forced into a spot where the TIE fighters can try to track you down. Oops, I had forgotten to set up our lists. Let me go ahead and do that. Lists for the tournament. I had saved the document, I thought. I had not. We'll get that going here in a moment. Thank you for the reminder. Here we go. Road. Lists will be available in T-1 minute. Okay, so Grudge gonna end up bumping with the one bank to the left.
Yeah, he was double stressed after going through that gas club.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, it's just make sure your arc is pointed in a direction where you can maybe get some shots.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, Vizier, clearing the stress and strain, just a regular one forward. Can't ailerons boost while stressed.
Korriban lists are now available in the chat.
All right, let's test it.
Test 1, 2.
There you go, looks good. Vizier throws down the focus here. Looks like Wampa bumped into Gideon Hask.
They take the was stressed already, right?
Was single stressed.
Yeah, he did the one turn to the left, so it's going to be keeping the stress. No focus there for Wampa.
Yeah, Farith had 2 stress from Gideon using twice last round. Yeah, a lot of strain gets applied from this list between the overtune modulators and Moff Gideon's ability. Hard to keep track of sometimes.
Yes, one of the players is saying, "Sorry, I thought that token belonged to this ship."
Yeah, 7 ships, a lot of tokens flying around. I can't blame them. Let's see. So this is Gideon Hask gonna just bump here into Moff Gideon. So many Gideons.
It's a popular name.
I suppose so. We'll see if... I mean, why wouldn't you take the... Oh, because he tried hard to... Oh. Yeah, and as we learned, you can't take the bump focus if you're already stressed.
A quick shout out.
Every tournament.
Sorry, go ahead. Finish.
No, I was just going to say, you learn something every tournament.
Mm-hmm. Quick shout out to the Rocket City Rogue for their 2-year sub-anniversary. Let's go. That means that your icon, little icon next to you, is now that GSP helmet, celebrating 2 years of sub in 24 months. Thank you so much. And then Night Owl here says, Greg's list is scary. I feel like there's no good target to try and score points on. I mean, you're right. The Reapers are fast. and chunky. They're probably the quote-unquote easiest to take down, but you still have to deal with an entire screen worth of TIE fighters. And they have their defensive tricks, and it's the reason why you don't want to shoot at them.
Yeah, and Greg did a great job keeping Vizier back, who is probably the weakest defensively, because Farif does have that, not only the force, but also their pilot ability to get some extra evade results. So yeah, I mean, we've seen it crop up a couple times, but the power of these Reapers, man, so good. Looks like this.
Sorry, Nobby in the chat says, I'm going to give a ship a calculate anywhere each turn is powerful. Correct. Lots of flexibility there.
Yeah, Palpatine, so good. It has that, well, we used to call Hera Palpatine, but it's that board knowledge of, like, you don't have to spend it until you see the ship roll an eyeball result, right?
Mm-hmm.
So unlike Terex, who's got to throw the calculate out at the start of combat, you don't have to know. You can just wait around. We did see, this should be Kylo's ion maneuver.
Mm-hmm. He banked to the left. It fit nicely between those two TIE fighters.
Yeah. Has range 2 at Wampa if he wants it, or could go range 3 into Gideon, who barrel rolled. Gideon's hurt, but you could shut off Wampa's ability.
The Moff.
Nice using Wampa. Does not like that 4-dice attack coming from the TIE fighter.
Yeah, it gives you a better chance of keeping Hask around. But doesn't throw much on its own. 2 focuses.
Yeah, I'm going to save the force. Should have an elusive. Yep.
Let's see, can you dodge it? Did it?
Wow.
Insert 10 people in the chat complaining about how elusive never works for them. Here comes.
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
I wonder who I personally attacked there. Let's continue. Gideon Hask.
Ooh, he's going to get a target lock on Vizier for engaging too close to that sensor buoy. Wow, that's nice. He's still blinded, so he can't use it, but, you know, it's nice to have. Locks are cool.
Mm-hmm.
Could use it with biohexacrypt codes to jam that ship outside of range 1. Oh, you know what we didn't see, though? We didn't see that last calculate go down.
Ooh, spicy. Yes.
He forgot to put it on Gideon as a defensive measure. Bold choice, Cotton. Because he's still going to have 6 red dice thrown at him. All right, Grudge going to fire into Wampa.
Yep, just keep the pressure on.
There you go. Spin the calculate.
1 hit.
Well, he didn't. I don't think he had a choice. Yeah, because Moff Gideon was range 3.
Dodge Master Extraordinaire.
Man, I can feel the frustration for any X-Wing player who's spent a whole round shooting at a 2-point TIE fighter and doesn't even hurt it.
I know.
Very frustrating.
Gideon Hask ends up taking 1 more point of damage.
Okay, he lives on 1. It's up to Wampa here. Can be real sad when he rolls that eyeball result.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hit, crit. from Wampa.
It's Wampa time.
Pop, pop. That's enough.
Wow. Wampa just soloed that whole round, basically. Don't worry about it.
Let's get some womp womp in the chat.
Yeah.
AKA pop, pop.
Pop, pop. Senor or Sir Budgies asking about Great Cup next weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I will be flying out to North Carolina and streaming Crate Cup for you guys. It'll be a team tournament. It will be, for a while, personally, Dion's last in-person travel event, basically until Adepticon, which is not even a travel event. It's just a weekend where I'll be.
Yeah, you get to sleep in your own bed at that event.
I do.
Well, it depends on if we get the hotel room, I guess.
I mean, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's probably the first one where I'll be out of the house, and
True.
And Devin will have both of the girls, and
Wow, that's weird to hear.
I know, it's crazy.
Still getting used to that.
Now there are 2 of them.
Oh man,
They're soon. She's coming in November.
immediately outnumbered. That's right. I'm sure that your next children will be twin boys. You know, to even the odds.
To even the odds, right? Oh my goodness, Devin would flip her lid, man. If she got pregnant with twins, oof.
I think most people do. So.
Yep. Like, I will tell you, when we were talking about having another one, that was like her number one fear. It's like, I just don't want to have twins. She's like, you know what? She jokingly saying, she's like, I'll have as many babies as you want, as long as they come one at a time.
Fair.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, exactly.
Really fair. Face them off every 4 years or so, 5 years.
Oh, hilarious. Love it. 4 minutes, counting down. If you win a hat giveaway, could it be the GSP beanie? Yes. Yes, absolutely. The hats include the beanies.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I personally prefer that my GSP beanie is my winter hat of choice.
That's it's true. I prefer a good beanie. You know, as much as I do enjoy the getting on some shorts and a nice t-shirt to go out in the warm weather, something about just cozying up in a thick sweatshirt and putting the beanie on for the cool nights of fall and winter. Man, it's just comforting, you know.
Mm-hmm. A beanie is a hug for your brain.
Brain hugs.
Mm-hmm. All right. And let's get going. Proximity mines coming out. Oh, wrong one. So I think this is another just kind of like drop it while I can. But that's a proximity mine, another proximity mine that hasn't done anything.
Yeah. Would have been cool to get those proximity. Could have helped out on the damage race as well. Getting some of those proxy mine drops. You bust the Iden, start dropping those proxy mines to take out these TIE fighters.
Grudge smashing into Wampa.
Just stuck out there. That double stress from the sloop has really been punishing him.
I guess looking at the position, like nothing's gonna end up touching that bomb. Wampa can avoid it next turn. How many shots into Grudge will the Empire have this turn, though? That's what I want to know.
Not many. Vizier stopped, it looked like, so no arc on Grudge. I mean, just the range 0 attack, it looks like. Yeah, we see Iden probably going to fix their console and try to get that bottom objective. Yep.
I mean, with a score of 3-18, you know, you're just trying to lock down, make sure you have those objectives.
Yeah, we saw the green jingoist cut back to claim this objective, though Kylo's going to be there to give him a what's up. But yeah, I mean, Vizier stopping on the one by the proxy mine and Iden taking the bottom one. Nothing the First Order can really do about that. Oh, so Kylo's out for blood then.
That's right. He's like, I'm loose. It's my time. Range 1. Oh, come on.
Ugh. Yeah, drop your bolt force.
He's going to spend the focus.
Mm-hmm.
For optics plus the force. For hit, crit with including malice. All right. Evade.
So strained with the evade.
Hit crit. Looking for the pilot crit.
Looking for a direct.
I mean, that would help too.
No, the Emperor Palpatine covers the other dice and only takes the single crit. That Palpatine, he's meddling all over the place.
Stop meddling.
He's some sort of unseen phantom.
Got some battle meditation going on. Blue Jingoist and Iden obviously don't have any shots. Here goes Wampa. Getting shot by Grudge. Range 0. The exchange. Ooh, spicy.
Okay,
Hit crit.
okay.
We could get an initiative kill here. Oh!
No, has the evade. Just going to take the one crit.
Oh, I didn't see the evade token. Okay, what's the crit?
Direct.
It was a direct hit. So living on 1. Wow. Living on 1. Let's see if Wampa can return the favor here after the Reapers go.
Yeah, nothing for the Reapers. They did their job. They scored their 5 points from breach, holding down those top objectives. And yeah, we'll get one last Wampa time here. To kill breach?
Yep.
No. Breach has to calculate.
Oh, the calculate.
He took it from automated targeting priority, yeah, and it keeps him alive. So it does not give up those points. But as we look towards the objectives, yeah, the Reapers have it handily at the top. Should then get, and got the center too. So it should be 4 total objectives then for the Empire. And I think that's over then.
That gives our score of 3-23. Congratulations to Greg winning that one handily here, taking advantage and using the strength of his list, the numbers, as well as some good offensive planning on his part. Thank you to ISO, Danko, Baffle, Trojan, Prophet, Shadow, Tycho, Spice, Raider, Lancer, Fallen, Row 6, 626, Chief, and J List, our Grand Admiral patrons. And all of our Gold Squadron patrons and community members, thank you for your support. Gold Squadron out.